Welcome to ELK Explorers. Today I'm going to introduce you to the beauty and joy of Sakura season, or cherry blossom season as it is otherwise known. Sakura season is very much associated with Japan, but did you know that here in Sydney you can also celebrate Sakura season? Our Sakura season runs sort of end of August to early September, depending on the weather. In Japan, the Sakura season is officially measured by the flowering of the somai cherry tree, which is this beautiful white petaled cherry blossom with little fine pink stamens. It is this tree that the journalists all stand under, waiting for those first 5 blossoms to unfurl in order to announce that the season has commenced. Walking around the streets of Sydney, every now and again I see a cherry blossom tree that looks a bit like the somai cherry tree, like this beautiful one I found in my neighbourhood. Another fun way to experience Sakura season here in Sydney is to look out for little Sakura treats. Some of the Japanese supermarkets or bakeries will be having some cherry blossom specials. At the Fuji Bakery in Kalani Heights, I managed to pick up this very traditional Sakura mochi, which is like a little pink rice dumpling wrapped in a pickled Sakura leaf. So coming across this in a bakery in Sydney was a really lovely little reminder of my own time in Japan, chasing the pretty pink and white petals of the Sakura season. In terms of festival celebrations, one of the first places to visit would be the Auburn Botanical Gardens here in Sydney. Every year they have a cherry blossom festival. The cherry blossoms that Auburn Gardens have are a different species of cherry blossom. They're a lot more pink, and they're also an early blooming species. So this year, their cherry blossom festival was in the last week of August. The somai cherry that I saw in the neighbourhood, meanwhile, was flowering in the first 2 weeks of September. The third place you can visit to experience the Sakura Festival is down at Cowra. There is the Japanese Prisoner of War Memorial Gardens down there. Their species of cherry blossom tree that the garden features is again more of a later blooming species. So their cherry blossom festival this year is being held on Saturday the 23rd of September. So as you can see, there's quite a difference in dates depending on what cherry blossoms are in flower. The cherry blossom flowers only last for 2 weeks from tree to tree. So the dates of all these festivals will change from year to year, depending on the climate. So let's return to talking about my experiences visiting the Auburn Botanical Gardens and their Sakura Festival this year. As you can see, the lake is looking a little blue. They've used some artificial dye this year to kind of enhance the colour, which for me I think is personally quite strange. A lot of the garden this year was also closed off. A lot of the paths that had previously been open have been barricaded to stop the excess of visitors from trampling through the gardens and damaging them. So it was a bit of a shame not to be able to walk through all the sections that previously I've been able to enjoy when visiting. It is always still very lovely to come and visit the garden and see the fish swimming, dress up. A lot of people are enjoying taking photos. It is a really scenic spot, and it is a lovely way to experience a Sakura festival here in Sydney. You'll notice that the cherry blossoms at the Auburn Botanical Gardens are a lot pinker in shade compared to the somai cherries that you saw earlier, which are much more of a white petaled cherry blossom. At the Sakura Festival, they had lots of fun activities that you could do. They'd set up a little mini golf. It was called a Harajuku mini golf. That was quite fun. And they had lots of beautiful performances. The taiko drumming was really amazing. Sorry you can't hear it. There was just so much noise in the background that I had to record everything later. A Sakura festival wouldn't be the same without a sake bar and lots of delicious food to eat. Some of the good savoury choices included onigiris, they had the omo rice, and I personally had to go for a wagyu beef skewer. I love this little stand called Fire Pop, and they were grilling slices of Wagyu beef and sprinkling them with little flavors of Japan. One of them I had a bit of beautiful grated wasabi, the fresh proper stuff, not the fake horseradish stuff. And another one had a lovely little sprinkle of yuzu salt. So they were really delicious, and it's always interesting watching them get cooked over the fire. The drink selection, again, lots of pink-inspired drinks to be had. We grabbed ourselves a non-alcoholic lychee, rosé, sparkly soda thing. And desserts, couldn't resist a matcha tiramisu. Some of the other desserts on offer included my favourite 15 cm Japanese cheesecakes and Tokyo Lamington. We also saw these really cute fairy floss creations coming out from a place called Som Som. So, of course, my daughter wanted to order one, and I decided on her behalf that she should really order the deer, because, hello, elk from Elk Prince, we have to have an elk themed fairy floss for our Sakura excursion. I did let her pretty much eat all of it though. I got a small nibble and it was actually quite tasty. It tasted like orange. It was very cute, and we had lots of fun playing with our little elk fairy floss before we actually ate it. So that was our visit to the Sakura Festival at Auburn Botanical Gardens. I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to Sakura season here in Sydney. I'll just leave you with some final images of the Auburn Botanical Gardens. And hopefully next year you can also experience the beauty of Sakura.